welcome to Midday Update. Coming up are the headlines for the day. CDAA deals with a fire in Muscat Governorate. Over 20,000 citizens employed in Oman in 2022. Expat arrested for smuggling drugs. 98 Afghan nationals granted refugee status by Japan. Joe Biden to announce cancellation of student loan debt. At Birmingham Hustings, Rishi Sunak attempts to catch up with Liz Truss. Lewandowski proud and happy to score in La Liga. Oman cricket season 2022-23 registrations closing soon. Those are the headlines. Now for the local stories for the day. The Civil Defence and Ambulance Authority CDAA has rescued 4 people after a fire that broke out at a building in the Vilayat of Mathura. The firefighting teams of the Civil Defence and Ambulance Department in the Governorate of Muscat are dealing with a report of a fire that broke out at a building in the Vilayat of Mathura, where 4 detainees were rescued by a hydraulic crane and were given medical care. All of them are in good health. The process of extinguishing the fire is still going on, CDA said earlier in a statement. More than 23,000 citizens have been employed in the Sultanate of Oman during the first 6 months of 2022, an official from the Labour Ministry said. Salam Al-Badi, Director General of the Director General of Labour in the Muscat Governorate, said in an interview with an Omani radio the following. The ministry's step for this year came with clear indicators that prepare for the supreme goal of caring for national cadres, rehabilitating and training them, as well as providing them with the labour market. On employment indicators in the Sultanate of Oman, Al-Badi said the following. The plan is aimed to provide 35,000 job opportunities. The indicators of employment and replacement in the public and private sectors came during the first half of this year with positive results, representing appointing 23,271 citizens to work in the public and private sectors. 10,454 of them are in the government sector, while 12,817 citizens in the private sector. The ministry gave priority to those who terminated their services from private sector facilities. Therefore, we have a department dedicated for this purpose under the name of the Department of Follow-up of Omanis who terminated their services, Al-Badi added. Royal Oman Police has seized over 43 kilograms of crystal drug, more than 25 kilograms of hashish, along with opium and psychotropic substances from a smuggler. A statement issued online by ROP said the following. The Director General for Combating Drugs and Psychotropic Substances managed to arrest an Asian suspect of smuggling narcotic drugs in association with international gangs. More than 43 kilograms of crystal drug, more than 25 kilograms of hashish and quantities of opium and psychotropic substances were seized with him. The legal procedures are being taken against him. Those are the local stories. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with international news. Stay tuned.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the international stories. 98 Afghan nationals who fled to Japan due to the Taliban's rising atrocities in Afghanistan have been granted refugee status on Tuesday by Japan. Amongst the Afghan nationals, refugee status has also been given to staff who worked at the Japanese embassy in Kabul and their families who left Afghanistan last year, reported sources. Along with their families, the employees of the Japan International Cooperation Agency and other private companies who were evacuated have also been given refugee status. Japan's recognition of the Afghan refugees, an unprecedented gesture for a country with less to no track record of granting asylum, may have an impact on how it approaches refugees in the future from conflict-ridden countries like Myanmar and Ukraine. Notably, Afghan refugees in Japan will be granted permanent residence after 5 years of residence if the requisite criteria will be fulfilled. It is said that more than 800 Afghans have been evacuated to Japan since the fall of the country to the Taliban on the 15th of August 2021. Many of the Afghan refugees who flew to neighboring nations seeking shelters after Taliban takeover last August encountered atrocities, as many do not have legal documents or visas. Since the Taliban's return to power in August last year, Afghanistan's situation has only deteriorated as serious human rights violations continue unabated. US President Joe Biden is likely to announce student loan relief on Wednesday, in addition to an extension of the existing payment pause, sources said. The move comes just a week ahead of the White House's self-imposed August 31st deadline, as the timing has left millions of Americans in a frenzy over guidance from the Department of Education on whether student loan payments, which have been deferred since the start of the pandemic, would resume next month. President Biden's intended measure will include at least $10,000 in loan forgiveness for borrowers who make less than $125,000 annually. As per reports, the White House under Biden and former President Trump extended the pause 6 times since March 2020, sometimes giving borrowers up to a month's notice on whether their bills would be due. Trump's order temporarily stopped the accrual of interest on federal student loans, effectively putting $1.6 trillion in debt owed by some 40 million Americans on hold. Since Biden has taken office, his administration has greenlighted over $31 billion in student loan relief for hundreds of thousands of borrowers. Early in April, the Biden administration issued a release announcing that it is taking steps to correct historical failures that have hamstrung some 46 million student loan borrowers in debt amounting to $1.75 trillion. Today, the Department of Education announced steps that will bring borrowers closer to public service loans and income-driven repayment forgiveness by addressing historical failures in the administration of the federal student loan programs, he stated. As a result of the UK Prime Minister race nears, Rishi Sunak made his last bit of efforts to salvage the contest for the Conservative Party leadership that most surveys favour Liz Truss to win. During the 10th round of hustings in Birmingham, Sunak pitched values like patriotism, family, hard work and service to build a better Britain. We need to do 3 things. First, we need to build trust, we need to build our economy and then reunite our country, he said. Speaking to the Tory members on the economy, the former British Chancellor said that he will reform the publicly funded healthcare system in England to prevent constantly throwing more money. With the final results due in the first week of September, several surveys indicate that Sunak is bound to lose to UK Foreign Secretary Liz Truss in the Conservative Party leadership race. The result of the vote to decide who will replace Boris Johnson as the next British Prime Minister is due on September 5th. A recent survey of Tory voters said Truss has consolidated her lead over former Chancellor Rishi Sunak in the race to become the British Prime Minister and leader of the Conservative Party. The latest Conservative Home Survey, released last Wednesday, has produced much the same result as it did when it was last published earlier this month. Then Rishi Sunak was on 26%, Liz Truss was on 58% and 12% were undecided. Now those figures are 28%, 60% and 9%. We have rolled neither and won't vote into the same column this time round, said the Conservative Home Survey of 1961 members who either already have or will be casting their ballots in the leadership race. Once members who fall under the don't know category are fully and equally distributed between the 2 contenders, Truss maintains a 32-point lead over the former Minister Sunak. If our don't knows are divided evenly between the 2 candidates, an exercise we carried out last time, Truss goes up to 64% and Sunak to 32%, and so maintains the 32-point lead she had last time round. YouGov's last poll, which closed on August 2nd, the day our last survey went out, gave her a 38-point lead. Opinion's latest poll, conducted last week, gave her a 22-point lead, the survey added. The sum of Opinion, YouGov and Conservative Home Surveys is that Truss is set to win by a margin roughly between 70 to 30 and 60 to 40, perhaps a bit higher or a bit lower. Those are the international stories. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with sports news. Stay tuned.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the sports news. FC Barcelona striker Robert Lewandowski praised the team and said he felt proud after the massive 4-1 victory against Real Sociedad on the road in the Spanish La Liga on Sunday. Lewandowski was chosen as the MVP of the match after he led the Catalans to the victory with 2 goals and an assist. I felt loved in Barcelona from the first day. It's a special feeling for me. For sure, I'm really happy and proud as we won while I scored my first goals in La Liga, Lewandowski was quoted as saying on Monday. In the first half, we didn't play perfectly, but we turned the pace after the break. I saw progress in the team's performance, he added. The 34-year-old, who celebrated his birthday on Sunday evening, needed just 44 seconds to find his first goal in La Liga. After 2 matches, it's hard to say it's harder here in La Liga than in the German Bundesliga. All depends on the players. We have to create many chances. I believe time works for us. We will be better week by week, the former Bayern Munich forward said. FC Barcelona coach Xavi Hernandez was delighted with Lewandowski's performance. Everyone has seen that he can make a difference. He's an example for the team because of the sacrifices he made. He's a player for the present and for the future, the coach said. Oman Cricket proudly announced the beginning of its annual multi-layered season with its Divisions League starting from October 2022. The team registrations for the season 2022-2023 commenced from 9th August 2022 onwards. Teams can be registered by browsing on www.omancricket.org registrations. Oman Cricket can also be reached out on 922-04745 Mrs. Ishan Siddiqui for any queries to registrations. Mr. Dilip Mendes, Chief Development Officer of Oman Cricket on the commencement of the season registration, said the following. We are delighted to begin the preparations for the array of marquee domestic tournaments for all commencing on October 2022. On behalf of the Board of Directors of Oman Cricket, we gracefully invite all teams willing to play quality cricket to register for the season 2022-2023. We extend our sincere regards to all corporates, institutions and sponsors who form the backbone of all teams participating in the domestic season. Registrations are open for the Premier Division and Senior Division Leagues until 28 August 2022. The registrations for Junior Leagues and Women's League is set to open in September 2022. The final groupings for the divisional leagues will be confirmed once the registrations have been closed. The last date for player registration is 4th September 2022 upon team confirmation. Those are all the local, international and sports stories for the day. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.